Where were you watching on TV? Were you watching the A-Team?
Hell no, that was my grandma
Oh,
TV. That was grandma TV. I remember,
wow. What were you watching
you
on
know, my grandma
TV?
loved fucking Bonanza. I hated watching
No, I
Bonanza.
don't. Nobody wants to watch Bonanza. Oh.
What am I doing in Denver? Passing the time until I remember. Feeling like Walk Up gone to November. Mom prays I'm back for December. Cause I left on a whim, left the house to my next of kin. Frustrating game of life not winning. Funny my family told me I was killing. Cause I write rhymes when I make Instagram posts every time. Every picture works on the craft. Lyrics whack, okay, as long as I make you laugh. But a one way to Colorado. Curve edge off Desperado. Means they live like no tomorrow. Hit up Drew for a couch to borrow. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow. I'ma sound like an asshole. I'm real repetitive. Yo, life giving me them blows, not them good ones, though more like ludicrous elbows. Should I stay or should I go? You tired? I know of hearing the same flow.
Yeah, go ahead. Start it off. I'm like, I don't know what the
Halloween in Denver, change the seasons, night to remember.
You have to do the stuff.
Hey, don't. It's not a real thing.
Oh man, baked potatoes and chicken. We have the intro. The Charles is stricken. The Kaiser
wow.
is distracted. I'm about to go to McDonald's and eat a Big Mac, did. Your boy, yeah, your boy is fast tense. Your boy is hungry. He trying to make the Kaiser laugh. He think he sound funny. He probably looking at the boost like he a dummy.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Trying to make more money than Tom Cruise in The Money. Not a lot, but still more than I make right now.
Maybe this is
what happens when you let me start. This is what happens.
See, people, look, you got a new intro, fresh nonsense bars from the boosh.
Nonsense, yo, life bars. What are you talking about? It's a life bars.
I don't know what that is. So,
real life bars, son.
So what's on the agenda?
I don't know. Is it normal? No mind of a boost today?
Yeah, we're gonna hold off on
that. Oh man, I've been playing. I think I'm gonna try to be in Colorado by Halloween.
To do what? Over there?
No. I'm gonna see the Dream Theater, but then I'll also visit my friend, and from there I'm gonna go to Phoenix, and then I'll go to LA.
So you're gonna move in October?
Yeah, it is October though, right?
Yeah, it is. October is.
It's October 15th.
It's like halfway through.
So I got like a week and a half to get ready or something.
Oh, when do you expect to be in LA, or are you just gonna float around until whatever?
Well, I want to see that show in Colorado. Then after that, I'll go to Phoenix, and then we'll see. And then after that, so November-ish, something.
What are you gonna do in Phoenix?
I got another homie who lives there.
What are you gonna do there?
Just be there. These are really good pit stops because there's 14-hour drives between each city, you know. So
okay. Yeah.
I can go really long, but yeah, after 14 hours, you know, like you kind of want to chill. It's very taxing. And I know I did San Antonio to Phoenix. It took me like 14 hours in one day. And I probably would have kept going, but I stopped for who knows why. I just stopped. But I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good one-day average, 14 hours.
So what are you gonna do when you land in LA?
I gotta figure it out, man. Try to.
Where you gonna go first? So you know where you're gonna stay, or?
Nope, the LA part I'm probably gonna wing that a lot too, for better or worse.
Very well. So the boosh is moving. That's the release date is November for the Boosh is Moving album.
Well, I mean, I guess moving before because I gotta leave before. Depending on. Sure. I got Phoenix confirmation. I got Colorado confirmation today, but I'm still waiting on Dallas. So.
What do people think of this?
I don't know. I don't really told too many people. I mean,
well, your family knows.
No, actually they don't.
So you're just gonna leave and then.
I mean, like I'm
not coming back.
They know like I'm coming, or like I'm, they always know I'm talking about leaving and stuff. But I guess they don't know. They'll know. They'll find out. It'll be alright.
Well, obviously, when you don't come back, they know that you're gone.
Yeah. So yeah, I got the passport photo today too. I want to turn in my passport application. That way, like when I'm out there figuring out the life, that shit could take care of itself, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long.
But it take like a few months to process or something, right?
No, it didn't take that long for me. Anyway. I don't remember it being a few months, maybe.
I feel
It's
like
been a
when you
while,
read
but
it there, they're like, look, it can
I
take.
feel like it was like 2-3 weeks, and I got my passport.
Oh,
It was
that's
pretty
cool. That's
fast.
cool. I feel like when you read it, I swear it says like the long wait and then the expedite or the expedited money. Real
Yeah, I didn't do expedited, but it didn't take very long.
Yeah.
I need to renew mine soon.
Do you need that when you're military? Like
No.
just the process
Sometimes,
of leaving, or
if you don't have one, then you. No, most of the times no. But if you need one, then they could give you a business one, or you could just use your regular one.
Got you.
If you have one.
Yeah. Let's take it to the fun dumb stuff. Oh, yeah, I sent you, or actually I ain't sent it to you, but I was trying to mention the. Did you want to talk about the Eminem nonsense or what?
I still haven't even listened to all of it. You should play it. You should play it now.
I can, man, but fuck, man. That means I gotta edit. I mean, like
And no, I don't know. I mean, I get the gist of what it is.
It's
I don't need to listen to all of it.
I'll message that out later. Where's David? All right, so David sent me 2 things about comic book nonsense.
Oh, what about the Eminem thing?
That's something. Oh, really, I can't turn that off. I would have to click this. I guess like I saw there's the. Do they work for Complex? There's Ambrosia for Heads. I guess they do like a weekly sound run up of hip hop stuff. So today was like Eminem mostly though. Like that's all they talked about, and people's responses.
See if I watch it. I don't think you hear stuff when I watch stuff.
Nah, I don't know. Try it and I'll let you know.
All right, I'm watching it now.
But do you want to listen to it? You want me to keep talking or?
Yeah, you can keep talking. He's just talking right now.
All right. But basically, I guess a lot of people say it's important because white America, I guess, like more white people listen to him than the normal hip hop. So I don't know. I guess he touched fan bases that the normal minorities complaining about this stuff would not touch,
I guess. I don't know, man.
Honestly, the most interesting thing he showed here, though, was like a heat map that I guess the New York Times did on music. I messaged it to you.
The heat map. What's that?
It tells you.
Tells you where the heat's at.
Yeah, where their fan bases are, where their fan bases are for like 50 artists that the New York Times did. I don't remember where they got it from though. I feel like they might have just gotten it from YouTube. So that's just YouTube
satellite footage,
basically. But Eminem, I guess, had a lot of like, suburban places. So I guess or white places, and less on the coast. So I guess that's why people say. Cause yeah, you read a lot of the comments in there. Like a lot of people who are barsmiths are like, "Yo, this shit sucks." Like even some people that I might agree with that shit, but based on what I know, I like Eminem for. I like Eminem for bars, and this is 0 bars like from Eminem. So I don't know. Some people's like, bars ain't the point of this.
Sounds like a street freestyle.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so the main reason I didn't send you this video, but the main reason I actually wanted to send it to you is I think all the people standing behind him are like Shady's Records people, or at least the guy says they're Shady Records, and then he names them. And one of those guys that he names is Royce the 5'9", and so Royce the 5'9's in the video standing in gangster pose. And I'm like, wait, is Royce on that label? And I just didn't know,
Isn't Slaughterhouse on his label?
Maybe.
So that would mean he would be on there.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't as Royce.
Yeah, for sure. But I thought that was cool. Because, I mean, you don't really see them mess with each other as much. So, I thought that was cool to at least, like, all right, well, they still mess with each other. Because, man, they probably should have had, like, a lot more stuff. You know, life don't always work that way. But they should have had, like, a lot more music with each other, you know?
Yeah.
What?
Solidifies? Oh.
Yeah.
This is all the Matrix, though.
It's not real.
I don't know what's real, but I mean that's what artists do. I mean, I guess sure, because those people listen to. I guess he reached a different crowd, but what other rappers are those people listening to too? Like, what is that? Doesn't really say one. That's only like one part of the picture. Like, who knows what that market of people that listen to Eminem, do they just listen to white rappers, or do they listen to? Because if that's the case, they could be getting a lot of crazy stuff from white rappers.
Yeah, but they were saying, like, I guess that's what we're supposed to be led to believe, that they probably mostly listen to white rappers, so that's why it was important that he did this or something.
What other white rappers would they be listening to?
Or maybe, I guess, I'm sorry, maybe like not black music, you know? So like they listen to Eminem, but they probably don't listen to hip hop. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So. But yeah.
I didn't do anything, but yeah, I mean that's cool. I guess.
I think the most interesting thing is that usually people like this speak, but they don't say like, "Yo, don't fuck with me if you don't agree with what I just said," you know? And he ends the freestyle with that, you know?
Yeah. That'll end up being a consequence anyway, whether they say it or not. If someone's really feeling like that.
Yeah, but
people already said they're gonna not watch the NFL because of whatever's going on. So,
please, I dare America to not watch the NFL. They don't got the balls. They don't got like that shit is life for most people. So, but yeah, and then in that video they said he talked to his insiders. I guess Eminem's working on a project, of course, you know, and he said the same three words keep coming up. I don't remember those three words, but it was pretty much like, you know, strong. It was pretty much like, you know, this. One word I do remember is that they said relevant, and I fucking hate when people say that shit. I hate that word. Like, it just seems like a word to make it seem like your shit matters, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, pretty much what that video is taking the point, like, I guess a lot of people are like, you know, why Eminem did this or something, but he's like, Eminem's always been political, and he points out a bunch of songs that Eminem's done throughout the career.
I said that.
Yeah.
And he's always dissing people that are iconic and in the limelight, big celebrities and big figures.
He said the number one song for him, anyway, was probably White America in terms of that whole politics talk. But yeah, I mean, I would just hope a new one, whatever he does, that it just doesn't suck. Because I haven't wanted to listen to Eminem music for a long time, you know? Like, I literally only heard the last album just because Kendrick was on there. And I was like, I want to hear this Kendrick song. And that was it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. That was definitely not his best work, but, you know, he's making a point or whatever. That's
I mean,
good.
That happens to all musicians. That happens to all musicians. But I guess with hip hop though, it has that a lot. In that the older they get, the less relevant they are. And
it's only a big deal because it's Eminem and Trump related, though. That's why I'm just like, wow.
oh, I mean, I'm just talking about beyond the freestyle and just
So
the later
even-
half of his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess like for prime time, for most people, the first 2 albums is probably all you needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And then after that, it's like,
He's so nice.
Oh, for sure. Like he
So-
always was nice, but it was just like, man, I don't know if I want to hear this right now. Like that was always my answer.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Too, what it is too, man. He starts producing beats too, and like outsider perspective, like, and maybe just you as an artist get bored, so you got to keep doing stuff, man. But you meet some of these people, and a lot of people meet Eminem with Dr. Dre, So when less of that stuff starts coming out. And now you get another sound with Eminem's back vocals. It's just like it doesn't sound as good, even if the bars are strong. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it happened a lot with like Genuine. Like album 1's fully produced by Timberlane, a good chunk of album 2, and then they hardly ever worked together ever since then. And it's just like, well, I like Genuine, but I don't know if I like him that much anymore now if the Timberlane ain't making these beats, you know what I mean? like,
Yeah.
so,
I guess it depends what you're listening for.
yeah.
I don't know. A month from now, no one's going to be talking about it.
Oh, for sure.
So just, I don't know. Just things happening.
Life bars,
Dude.
things happen.
It's true. But yeah, it definitely wasn't his best work. So what's the news from David? What did they say about comic books?
Oh, one of them ain't loading up. I was just gonna go straight to the Zack Snyder shit.
What was it though?
I was gonna read the Vision quote that it doesn't
The
sync
Vision.
up. I think they deleted the article though. That's funny. Here, I'm gonna type it in Google.
Yeah, we just don't know if Batman stabbing people in the bar is in line with
Yo, deadass, the article quoted that.
WV's values. Yeah, no, obviously there's really several children traumatized by
Because
that
the
scene.
article, yeah, look, it's not, they deleted it, but Google has a saved copy, so I'll just read that. Here, I'll read the bottom. Both
The
Superman,
WV is not values is not aligned with Zach.
both
Snyder's
Superman
vision.
and Batman are characters with strict no-kill policies in the source material.
Oh, wow.
And both characters break their codes in Snyder's first 2 DC movies. Superman breaks Zod's neck, and Batman kills a few of the KGB thugs who kidnapped Martha Wayne. Yeah, you remember that scene? Let alone other people in that movie.
Shit happens, all right.
But now let's go actual quotes. Let me see. Who is Reisman? Because I want to know who the hell I'm reading.
The president of WV.
Is he?
I don't know.
While discussing his story for Vulture titled DC is Rethinking Its Cinematic Universe, Reisman said he had a quote from Nelson that didn't make the finished story to the effect, oh, this is off the record. This wasn't even in the story. This is off the record. That's why the article was deleted. To the effect of, we are a director-driven place, and Zach had a vision that didn't necessarily sync up with what our vision of these characters is. But we respect that he wanted to go for that, and that's part of our philosophy. I'm paraphrasing there, he said. Reisman said that it was remarkable that Nelson admitted that their visions weren't in alignment, but it's a testament to how DC allows directors to tell their stories and gave Snyder leeway to accomplish the vision.
Okay.
Let's see.
Cool. They let people do their thing. So we got murdering Spider. I mean,
yeah,
Superman,
and then the article
Batman.
goes on, like, despite those comments, like, those darker movies came out, and it's interesting that they're now admitting that the vision is in sync.
Look, man, we didn't know he was going to do all that. All right, we told him to go ahead. You know, we didn't know he was in state. We gave him some leeway. We didn't know Superman was going to be snapping people's necks. All right, it's not in line with anybody's vision. All right, it's just wrong. It's just sorry, people. Sorry.
The other thing with Shazam is casting the Marvel family. I'm like, I don't give a shit. But I guess that's Shazam's family or some shit, you know? Like, good for him, you know? Good for him.
Very well.
In the Shazam movie, I guess he'll have family members, the Marvel family. Maybe that's a big deal. Maybe they're all heroes and I just don't know. Yeah.
Did you see Blade Runner?
Real quick before we go into did you?
I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, no. So we can't even say shit. It bombed. The movie bombed. We could say that shit. Actually, I'm gonna check this week. This is the second weekend. I wonder if it bombed even harder. Oh man, look at that. So the number one movie this weekend was Happy Death Day.
What is that? I never heard of that.
It's a fucking
Happy Death Day.
It looks like Groundhog Day, but instead of like.
Oh,
you're dying.
Is it with that girl? And
yeah.
she keeps dying over.
Yeah.
All right, I saw the trailer of that when I saw it.
This is made by probably, in my opinion, the number one movie studio right now. Not in terms of making money like Disney, but in terms of making profit. Which I'm sure that's not true, but they're just the story I hear about. Yeah, you already said it. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. You already know. You already know. This movie cost $4.8 million, right? This movie made on the weekend alone like 26. You know, that's the Blumhouse tech, yo. Low budget, big rewards, yo. Every damn movie.
They make a lot of horror movies. So.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The Spawn's gonna be interesting when they do that.
I was just looking up what this Happy Death Day was, but yeah, I remember the trailer for it.
Oh, they made Get Out too. I didn't know that. That must be like the richest studio for like what they put in. Yo, Get Out cost $4.5 million to make.
You don't need big budgets for horror movies, really.
No, but they're taking it back there because I'm pretty sure they probably were using the big budgets, you know, and I guess Blumhouse is like, yeah, we don't need that. Split.
Yeah, you don't.
Split cost $9 million. You know, that's usually where I see their.
What do horror movies need big budgets for? Nothing.
No, but I'm sure some of those Jason and space movies.
That's a waste of money, and they realize we don't need to be doing this. Nobody needs this. Nobody needs this.
Insidious, 1.5 million. Goodness, they just be like.
Damn, that movie probably did mad good too. Insidious,
there's an Insidious Chapter 3. Goodness, but I mean,
yeah, I saw all of them too. It's a pretty interesting horror movie.
They all made Number 1 made 54 million, but number 2 made like 83.
I imagine number 3 made the least. I
want to see what's their worst movie.
Do they do the Annabelles too? Is that Blumhouse?
No. I want to see. They got 22 movies, but I want to see 33. Sorry, their worst movie, right? They actually took an L on this. This doesn't look like horror either. It might be though. Gem and the Holograms.
I never heard of that. I don't know.
Is this the? I think I know. Is this the? This ain't. Hold up. Before I even say some dumb shit. Isn't Oh. Okay, it is. I was right and wrong. I was thinking it was Josie and the Pussycats, but imagine like, you know, like Transformers, and then you had those bootleg car Transformers. Yeah. So that's what Gem is. Gem is like not Josie and the Pussycats, but you know, but they are. But they are. So they took it. But look at that. They took an L on that, right? $2 million. It only made $2 million in America. Damn, it made 149K worldwide. That sucks. But it only cost them $5 million to make that. You know, like their worst movies, like Slate. I don't know what that is. Incarnate, Low Riders, Birth of the Dragon. Even Slate was like a win. That only made $4 million, but that movie cost $250K to make. Incarnate's probably break even. Lowriders, no budget numbers here. Yo, what is this movie? It's just a poster of a lowrider. I hope that's a horror movie.
Blumhouse turning those hits out, baby. One at a time.
Birth of the Dragon. Is that American racist movie with Bruce Lee?
I don't know. I forgot about that.
Yeah, is this that movie? Oh, they made this?
Bars.
I only say that because like that's where they put the white man as the main character instead of Bruce. Is this it? It says 2016. No, I thought Birth of the Dragon was this year.
Maybe it's a different movie about something else.
Nah, Bruce Lee's in it. His student Steve McKee challenges. Yeah, it's between the fight that only lasted 3 minutes, but somehow gets a movie. You know, Damn, I didn't know they did that. That's crazy. No, but there's no production budget either because they probably took an L. Just
Damn, Happy Death Day beat Blade Runner.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
It's not good.
Blade Runner has only made 60 mil in America, and it has a 150 mil budget.
Wow.
And it's pretty funny too because, from what I understand, I think Blade Runner took the L originally too. It's like a cult classic, you know. It's one of those movies that rose to power later on in life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that looks like that's what this movie is gonna be. I haven't really heard bad reviews. Most of the hardcore Blade Runner fans that did see it, they liked it. I think my friend gave it the worst review in that, that cinematographer who works in this movie, all he does is make badass cinematography or whatever, however you say that. So I felt like that was his way of saying the movie was average, but man, that guy does put in work. Oh, the Jackie Chan movie came out this week too, The Foreigner.
That movie looks good. The movie looks interesting.
35 mil. But this movie will clear a budget real easy. Because it only made 12 mil here, but Jackie Chan's a world star. You know, it already made 88 million worldwide. Like it's like America's a bonus for him.
Yeah, it looks good.
Fucking
you want to see a Jackie
007 is in there too.
Mm.
Damn, he's a producer on there too. Yeah, man.
He's the bad guy, right?
No. Oh yeah. 007. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wish Jackie Chan would be there. He's always talking about wanting to do new roles. Like that would be great. Like make those guys bad guys, dude.
Nah, he don't need to do that. He's fine doing whatever he feels like it's gonna be the good guy. All right. Make this 88 mil. Ain't gotta do nothing.
If you go back to comic book movies, it had number 14 in America this week. Damn, no one saw it. Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. You heard of that movie or no?
No, what's that?
It's supposed to be a biopic on the guy who made Wonder Woman. And he always has this story of like his wife had a girlfriend, so it's kind of like a three-way relationship. And he was like, super feminist and into like a lot of like sex stuff. But yeah, there's I guess reports David was telling me too that the family was denouncing it and stuff.
Denouncing the Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah.
Why?
And I don't know. I guess I could try to read this real quick. Spoke out.
It's not in line with the values that the WB has.
Yeah, exactly. It was the Zack Snyder. It was the Zack Snyder approach.
It's not in line with the values that we have here. It's a family-oriented company.
Even Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, tweeted. She says, "As a close friend to the family, I encourage you to hear Christie's opinion." I will try to find out Christie's opinion if the link works. Christy Marston. I think this is one of the most important. Blah blah blah. All right. Interview Wonder Woman creator.
The biggest piece of
the grandchild. I mean, like, I don't know what power she has, but I always feel like anytime stuff happens, the grandchildren always got some shit to say. So,
yeah, dog. I was there when he drew it. I know what's up. I know what's
I was there when he drew it. I was there when he drew it.
The WB says this is not in line
Yo, they're doing a Dracula movie,
Sponsors,
right?
values.
They're doing a Dracula movie, right? A new one, Paramount or whoever, right? I don't
What
know
does this
if
have to do with
no, just
fucking?
because it's gonna tie it with the grandchild thing. It's gonna be written by the grandchild or great great grandchild. You know, you got to do the great math. So great times, however many times, but great 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 grandchild of Bram Stoker. Um, and it's gonna be an even weirder story where I guess Dracula is holding Bram Stoker hostage, but he writes while he's in prison or something. Like the story of Dracula. So I don't know, but
Interesting.
yo, this is a full-on interview. I'm not gonna read all this. This is like long. So I don't know what the movie is talking about, but I've always heard the stories of like, yo, man, like it was a three-way relationship, and yeah, and he liked bondage and shit, or like
What does this have to do with Wonder Woman in the movie?
oh, well, because that's how he made Wonder Woman to kind of symbolize like,
Oh, that's why she's got a whip and.
well, he made the lie detector too, that guy, and that's why the whip does the truth thing. The what is it called? Like you know how
Lasso of Truth.
yeah, the lasso of truth. Yeah, which is like a parallel to his
Yeah, but it's also like kinky though too, right? Like the whip.
maybe. And then just what she wears and stuff, you know.
Yeah. With a whip and you can't lie. Huh. Look at that.
Truth bars.
So he didn't think that the new movie was freaky enough?
No, I think I think the family is kind of denouncing it. I don't know though because I'm not reading that interview like right here because that's a long interview. Damn, Wonder Woman's still in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, no, because I'm trying to just see if I could find like a quick quote or something. Professor. Oh yeah, let me just type controversy maybe or something.
Huh. Well, either way, it was still a good movie. So I mean,
I don't know.
dude,
Oh yeah. Her movie is good. That's fine.
I don't know. What do you think about all that?
About what?
Like creators or their descendants not liking remakes and stuff.
I mean, their thing, I guess, is always like you ain't get it right. Just like maybe us with Bruce Lee might be like, yo, you ain't get it right. In his own book, it says not that.
Yeah, the other movies don't really get it right either, but it's still Bruce Lee. This is just like, yo, this doesn't even seem like it's a Bruce Lee movie. I want to see some other dude. Who cares about that?
Yeah, I mean that was very weird. I mean, maybe they're going for the third person idea of like maybe the guy is supposed to symbolize us, the fan. If you go into the whole
No, that's why I'm
telling.
Avatar. Surrogate in the movie for me.
But yeah, maybe he's supposed to be that. And you see Bruce Lee teach him, and so you can kind of learn philosophy through that light, maybe.
Or just so what do you think about just like they just wanted to make it a different way?
Well, I mean, the big controversy comes from like, dude, you're doing a Bruce Lee movie and you put a white guy as the star.
Well, I don't mean the Bruce Lee. I just mean back to the general question, not the Bruce Lee.
All right, no, but I was just saying in that one, like to make it a different way, like the argument would be like it's always the same way. It's always the white guy being the star.
Yeah, I mean, not in Bruce Lee movies, and
oh no, in actual Bruce Lee movies, no, they're not. But I mean, yeah. Even
what do you think of that though? Of people just like doing it, so it's just like, well, who cares what the original creator thinks?
Wait, do you mean
from a creative standpoint, like, all right, I'm gonna do this story, but I'm gonna do it my way, and
Zack Snyder style, I guess. What are you talking about?
Or whoever, yeah. Plenty of people have redone stuff that the original people didn't like.
I think us being younger fans, maybe not now in this today, but us being younger fans, we would have definitely been against that. I think other creators usually take the opinion that they almost rather see someone else's interpretation because they already did the thing that everybody likes, you know. Um, and it
And then not
almost
like it because it's not close to theirs. I don't get that.
well, no, but I mean, usually people who think that usually do end up liking it. The people who don't like it are the ones who probably would have preferred people
They're
do their
just
version.
haters. They're just
That's why
haters.
that's why another Spawn movie didn't come out till Blumhouse gave them the okay, because he wanted to direct it because he had his own ideas and he was like,
So then why let people make remakes? A lot of those people end up getting reached out to. If that's the case, like, nah, I don't want you to retell my story. I hate you. I like it the way it is. I'm gonna jack it up.
well, not everybody. For a lot of this movie stuff, you know, like just because you made it, that was the whole thing with Spawn, right? Spawn's an Image comic, right? That was the era of the comic book artists rebelling. So they made Image comics, and now you get creator-owned comics. So Todd McFarlane owns Spawn, but for a majority of things created, some company you work for owns that shit, you know? So when it comes to remakes, most people don't have a choice. They just like, what am I gonna do? Like the guy who wrote Civil War, he thought that movie sucked, even though, you know, that's like probably one of my favorite, you know? Um, he thought that movie sucked because it's like it didn't match up with his thing at all. But what choice does he have, dude? Like he don't own none of those characters. He don't even know own the story clearly or the title. You know, like he's just employed to do stuff. You know.
Was he okay with someone doing a different take on it?
Well, at the end of the day, he thought the movie sucked.
But initially, what was his thoughts? Like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, they're doing my
I'm
story.
sure he probably was excited.
Cool.
But
Like,
if he wasn't excited,
this
it didn't
turdy.
matter.
This isn't like
Yeah. And if it wasn't excited, it didn't matter because it's fucking Marvel, dude. We gotta keep on moving. See, like Scott Snyder, right? Not Zach.
whoa.
Not Zach. Scott Snyder's the guy, famous for writing probably the important Batman stories of today for comics. He made the Court of Owls. He made the New 52 run for Batman. And some of his stuff has been used in Gotham, that TV show that kind of sucks. But
You still haven't answered my question.
But no, I was
what
just
do you
saying,
think
like,
about people doing that.
all right. But I was just saying, like, he's excited anytime people do that, and he likes to stay away. And he also hopes that people don't do what he did because he'd rather see something different at the end of the day, you know.
Well, what do you rather, as a creator?
If people were doing my shit, or if people were doing
I don't know. Just what do you think as a creator? So what's your take on it?
I mean, more often than not, because you know the whole movie's being 2 hours and stuff. Like, I probably rather them stick to as close as they can, because that's probably gonna be the exciting story.
Is the story that you already know? So you just want to see old stuff redone?
See, no. Truthfully, I don't. But me, like, yeah, I like
That's
comics,
what
and
you said.
but I like all that stuff. But I haven't read all that shit die hard, you know. I know enough to know the spirit of Batman that he shouldn't be killing people. But dude, until the movies came out and stuff, like I still haven't read The Dark Knight Returns, you know. I know the ethos of it and I know pretty much the main story. But cuz I've had it talked about to me for many
That's not necessarily going to make it good or bad though. You could still have a movie that
but if
sticks
all
to
these
the
movies
spirit
are
of
going
the
to suck
character and it sucks balls.
Yeah, no, but if all these movies are going to suck, like, but look, historically, right, most of the movies Hollywood has done whatever they wanted and they suck. So
like,
do I need to read through like the whole 1990 hero movie?
Those are 90s movies.
Do we need to keep going to the 2000?
Yeah, go to later times.
My man banned the 90s. My man banned. No, but that's one.
All right, so pick a 90s movie. What 90s movie is like way off track from the
all
original
Batmans, all four
story?
Batmans, all four Batmans.
Yeah, Tim. All right, they're in their own world. There was no.
But then
intention.
the last 3 and 4 were not.
No. Well, with what though? With what original? Though I told you the later Batmans after the Tim Burtons are very reminiscent of Adam West Batman.
Yeah. That was the plan. That was the plan.
So how is it not? It's not original to what?
Oh,
original
to the canon of the
book?
comic. Yeah. To the that's the canon. I mean, Even Adam West is adored for a lot of us, and that's still one of my favorite Batman things.
And that's in line with that, though.
Yeah, and now I think
if you were going to that to get the comic book stuff, you're retarded. It's obviously not.
At that point, some people were, man. I mean, come on, everybody's reading Wizard at the time.
Know? You don't know.
Oh, dude, I hear podcasts from people who are old men who talked about it the first time. The Goldbergs have an episode about the first time Batman came out in 1989. I believe that's
You're talking about the Michael Keaton one?
Yeah, because that was a big thing. People wanted to see that shit.
The next two.
I know, but I'm just saying, at that point, people thought they were going to get something like The Dark Knight. Because the trailer, when that trailer came out, right? These are me, summarizing other people's thoughts. Because when that trailer came out, I was a child. I remember wanting to see Batman in 1989. And my mom said, hell no. And my brother and sister went without me.
And hardcore fans hardcore fans aren't going to like any movie. Because you're never going to get a hard...
I'm sure some of them like these Marvel and DC movies of today. Some of them. Not all everybody, but I'm sure some of them. Because they're real to the spirit of the character. They're real good, I think.
Ultron's garbage. You can point all sorts of stuff and be like, look, this is retarded.
I don't even know shit about Ultron, and I can tell that movie's doo-doo. You know what I mean?
So what do you want? You just like the old stories, then?
No, I just want people to stick close to the spirit, man.
You want the same old story. What's the spirit?
You could have done.
So you want to see the same character in a different environment fighting a new bat, but you just want the
Spider-Man 7 is the spirit. You finally saw that movie and you were like, it's not the greatest movie.
Spirit is. It's good.
Yeah, but you said that's probably the closest Spider-Man to, right?
So you just want to keep seeing the same Spider-Man.
But I mean, knowing yes, because it's like we were fans of Spider-Man 2099, right?
I know what Spider-Man's like.
We were fans of Spider-Man 2099, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and that's not the same Spider-Man, right?
What does that have to do with that?
No, but I mean, like, if you're gonna do something different, you call it something different. You don't call it Spider-Man and then you come up with some other bullshit. You know what I mean?
It's still Spider-Man. They just added 2099 at the end of it and gave him a different costume. It's still
it's not even the same man. It's a different year, remember?
It's the same fucking...
It's the same idea.
Oh, no. Bob Smith is now Spider-Man. It's not Peter Parker. It's fucking Spider-Man.
I don't even think he had powers, if I recall correctly. I'm not sure.
I didn't follow with that.
I don't think he had powers. I think the costume...
It was a Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man in the future. Fighting Hulk. 2099, all right? It's not...
Or Doom 2099.
Yeah, very well. It's Spider-Man in the future. I get it. Different guy. Unless you made Peter Parker immortal, right? Like, okay, obviously.
No, but man, you can do endless stories to that, but it's just like, you get...
So you like the same... So they've got to make them... They've got to... So you want the same
the spirit of the character, dog.
What is the spirit of the character? That means you want the same one.
No, but that's not the same story. That's the same person. Like, look, is not Punisher true to the spirit of the character, even though all that shit...
He kills people? I don't know.
In the Netflix, right? At least to the spirit that we believe, because we probably never really read Punisher.
Of the original ones. Like, I haven't read all the Punisher comic books, so for all I know, if you read all of them,
exactly,
you may get different Punishers.
It will be. But I mean, it probably will be. But I mean, the spirit to what we kind of think Punisher is, this guy who's doing it for the reasons of family and all that were there, and actually killing people and stuff, that was transferred pretty nicely versus some of those.
That doesn't mean if that somehow ended where Punisher, they told me a story where Punisher decided that he wasn't going to do that anymore, that I'd be necessarily upset. It depends on how good the story was.
Yeah.
Is putting down killing people in the spirit of Punisher? Not the Punisher I know. Fuck no. But if they twisted it and gave me that story and it was good, I wouldn't be like, oh, this isn't in... My Punisher would never stop killing people. Like, hey, that story was a good story.
For all the actual comics, because there's so many of them, you can find like 800 different versions of Wolverine, But...
Sure.
When it comes time for this 2-hour movie that we only get once every 4 years, like, dude, you gotta get it. You gotta do some real shit.
What's the spirit of Batman? What must be in your Batman? In all Batmans, regardless, there's fundamental things that must be there.
You know what would be nice? Batman, first off. Because
all right, I mean his personality.
No, I ain't talking about person. Yo, you know how much screen time he gets in some of these movies? Like when you do the math.
Right, that's not the question asked.
No, but I mean, like if you're doing a Batman movie, wouldn't it be nice to see Batman instead of Bruce Wayne the whole fucking time? Like
when you see him, what do you want?
You know what also would be nice? The Great Detective. He's not in those movies. Batman's dumb as fuck in all those movies. like.
So you don't like Batman?
In the movies? Yo, in the movies, he's kind of fucking dumb. And I like Batfleck.
You don't like any of the You don't like any of the Bat. So what characters do you like, then?
I want animated Batman. I want animated Batman.
What characters are in the spirit that you like in the Marvel movies?
New Spider-Man was cool.
What else?
You probably won't let me use Guardians and shit because I don't know them.
You don't know Guardians.
But I know Raccoon from Marvel.
Absolutely not.
He should be British. He should be.
Absolutely not.
I guess I got to put out the movies for this.
Yeah, look.
Well,
double talk from Boosh. Double talk from Boosh to get you to hate movies. Can't answer these tough questions.
It's not tough.
Answer the question then. What kind? So you don't even have any examples for your philosophy behind this. You can't even tell me the spirit.
I think First Class Magnus was pretty cool.
Okay.
First Class, because especially like, or
so
even
all the other movies suck.
Even like, I think all the X-Men movies suck, right? But they were really good at having scenes. Like anytime you would have even the Magneto before him, anytime you would have him tap into that whole thing of showing people the tattoo that his people were oppressed once before and never again, you know? Like little symbolistic moments like that, you know?
So they got Magneto right. Magneto and Spider-Man years later is good. Who else? What other?
I think Captain America is pretty good, and I don't like that character. You know I don't like that character.
You didn't even follow. I don't even know what the spirit of Captain America is.
Well, really? Just the idea. Look, the man traveling from the past, he's no longer freaked out because he's been in 800 movies by now.
You don't even care about Captain America.
I don't care, but I mean, like, you get to see that in the beginning, though. The man freaked out because he's out of place in time. He has no friends, right?
That should be obvious. That's what would happen.
It should be obvious, but how many movies in the 90s, yo? Because even though we like Blade, how source material is Blade? You know, like, is that even Blade? It's fucking Wesley Snipes, and I like Wesley Snipes fucking shit up, so that's cool.
So you have three heroes. There's three examples out of all the movies made from the 90s that actually stick to the spirit of the characters.
Well, wait, no, the movies I named, the characters I named weren't from the 90s.
No, from the 90s forward, those are only three movies that actually got the characters right, according to your standard.
No, there's more, dude. If I pull up the wiki list,
what other characters
I can do that
are true to the spirit?
I feel like Iron Man is alright, you know? How true that is, I don't know, because my Iron Man is kind of You know what though?
I don't know if
you know what.
See, look.
So no,
that's look. It's true to somebody else. Like, what this dude?
You like what you do? What you do in all your shits is like you. I draw a hard line, and then you draw a harder line. That's your fucking tech. You draw a harder line. No, but you know what?
I want logical answers. You just said, yo. So then what? So then it's what's the source then, right?
Because you know what they did fuck up? You know what they did fuck up? They never, and they said they will never do this story because Disney, Iron Man versus the bottle, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. So he's done. He's done. Iron Man should be boozed up. He's out of the picture. Knocked out. You got three from the 1990s forward.
Vision?
Terrible.
You don't like Vision?
I don't really know Vision how he is. I don't know if that's true.
You don't think Door? Even though his movies suck?
No. I don't have these standards.
Yeah.
I just want the story. You're the one who's with the spirit.
But so, to me, anyway, but look, because
the original.
But this is what I'm saying. You're drawing a hard line on Iron Man. Like to me, Iron Man still has a spirit because at least I still get to fucking see the suit. At least he still fucking uses things like the Hulkbuster.
What characters are except for Batman versus Superman? what other comic book characters are just like way left? Like, yo, that is not even close to X character.
You could argue for legal reasons the twins, as they called them in Ultron, right? Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Like, they don't get to be related, you know, and Scarlet Witch is probably like 1%.
There was all sorts of
no, but look, even beyond that, Scarlet Witch, I feel like she never really. Scarlet Witch could be a movie unto herself because I feel like she's a bad guy at one point, you know?
All right, somebody else. Next.
She should be her own Dark Phoenix for them, but she just looks whack.
They fucked up Scarlet Witch, that's it.
She looks whack, yo. Quicksilver he sucks too, but I mean, like, she really sucks because Quicksilver was never the god of the universe, and I feel like Scarlet had some...
That's not even his movie anyway.
I mean, still, you still there.
Characters in there. Anyway. Who did they jack up completely? That you're just like, yep, this is not at all.
War Machine became a different black man in movie 2.
That has nothing to do with his spirit.
I know. I'm just saying. Who they fucked up? Was the question who they fucked up completely?
Who is so?
Oh, the Mandarin.
Except for Batman. Okay, the Mandarin.
That's probably bigger than anything DC ever did.
They jack up all the bad guys, all right?
That's
all the bad Marvel guys sin. Are automatically.
That's the Marvel sin. Yo, Ego, and that's like this year. Fucking Ego.
Bad guys. Period. Is
you want to look. Check this out. Here, you want one of the biggest fuck ups too from also. Well, not this year. Lex. I heard he just got canceled. This is what I was telling you. Joss Whedon's changing that movie. I just heard a report they removed Lex Luthor from Justice League completely. Like they just took his character out.
That has nothing to do. Look, see, he's deflecting.
No.
Politician, people.
But that's another person who fucked up. You don't think they fucked up Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman?
Yeah, he was no. That I said it from the beginning. That movie doesn't even count.
Oh, that's
a given. We already know. That's already on the list.
That's the whole movie, completely.
Yeah. Other than that.
Okay, so the whole movie. Wow, every character in that movie.
That whole thing is nobody knows what that is. Nobody knows what's going on.
I like that you're submitting
universe.
Every character in that movie to that.
Yeah. The whole thing's lost credibility. So everything in there is a potential or confirmed left. All right. It's under investigation.
My man's omitting it.
No, it's not omitted. It's on the fucking list.
Is Suicide Squad so that can I use the same rule there?
I don't know Suicide. Do you think they like really jack those characters up?
I feel like look, that movie's horrible, right? And I think a lot of the people suck. But look, I think Harley, the spirit of Harley Quinn is kind of cool. I wanna give Joker like a pro rating, but honestly, dude, he's only in the movie for 10 minutes. I feel like.
But when he's in there, it's that you feel like, yeah, that's an acceptable Joker. But it's a shitty movie.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing. Where I would like where I still can enjoy a interpretation, because a lot of people hated that because they kind of had like a Bonnie and Clyde vibe to them, where they like love each other and stuff, and people were like, dude, that was an abusive relationship. Joker should be shitting on her all the time. But in this one, Joker's kind of like.
It's a different interpretation.
Yeah, and I thought it was great. But it's only 10 minutes of the movie.
We're not discussing that. That's not a variable.
I thought he was alright. Everybody hated Jared Leto because he fucking looks.
What about the Wolverine movies? They're all terrible, but I like Hugh Jackman and the spirit of Wolverine.
I think so too.
Real quick. Do you terrible movies?
I know you didn't see Suicide Squad, but now Jared Leto kind of makes more sense. He looked like a Migos member.
I don't know.
He got tattoos. He got them grills. He got those colors, like those outfits. Oh man,
so the Wolverine movies are bad. All right. Anyway.
But Hugh Jackman was always real good.
To the original question, what's
the original? I don't even remember. I'm just saying shit.
So what do you think about creators being upset that someone took a different interpretation of their work? Not necessarily like, not that they have to like it, but just being like, oh, they shouldn't have did that, or this is garbage. It's not.
I think it's fine, but at the end of the day, like, what are they gonna do? All you can do is voice your opinion. At the very least, they should be able to voice their opinion.
No, what do you think about it? Like from a creative standpoint, you just
About them voicing their opinion. I think it's great. I don't like it. I just think they shouldn't be fired for it. Like, because I feel like it's.
What do you think if somebody took your work and did something to it?
I don't. What work would they take?
Your music. Somebody took one of your songs and remixed it or something.
I've had that happen to me a lot.
Did you like it?
No, probably I didn't like none of them, but I mean that was the whole point, was to have people do it, you know?
Not whether or not you like the song, but what do you think of somebody doing that?
Oh, that's cool.
You just wasn't feeling the song.
Yeah. It's cool.
Would you rather people not do it because they might fuck it up? Did you feel like they were jacking up your work? And you were like,
no, because that has nothing to do with me. They just sampling and taking their own shit into it, you know?
So you don't think that's the same case with a story? That's like you're sampling a story and you're doing your own shit with it.
No, you're not wrong there, but a lot of us, you know, we're lazy human beings and we don't want to read, and TV's our main medium. So I'm just saying, like, yo, man, if we only get 2 hours versus the unlimited time that if we were readers that we could have with these people, you gotta do that shit right. That's it.
Doing it right is showing you want to see the old original version of it. Why don't you go pick up the fucking old original version and do it?
It's not the old original. Old original version
would be doing that. The same character. Wolverine is Wolverine. What's the spirit of Wolverine? You know what the spirit of Wolverine is.
Yeah, and he's cool. I agreed with Wolverine. That was good. Did you enjoy Jubilee and her brief cameo appearance? You know, though.
So what movies?
Did you enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine 1? That's what I mean. The spirit of
acted like Deadpool.
What, for what, 5 minutes until they shut off his mouth?
That movie's terrible.
like that's pretty much the equivalent of what Marvel themselves did to in the. I haven't seen the TV show.
So what big movie is not in the spirit that you hate? You still
the Inhumans. That TV show, they have a character called Medusa, and you know
I know with no hair.
And they shave their hair. That's come on. Like that's not the spirit to me. That's bullshit. Now you just got this bald chick called Medusa, and it's like, what are we doing here? Why do
That's one feature. Just because you don't know that you follow Medusa, just because obviously that's maybe a big feature, but that doesn't mean that it's not in the spirit.
Well, that's like watching Tony Stark 3 in Iron Man 3. You know, like they take away Iron Man, and like, why are we here? Or Thor 1 when they take away Thor's powers. It's like, dude, like, what are we doing here, dude?
So those movies you don't like because then you're saying the character's not there. So what movie is the character so far from what you like that you're just like, I don't even like it because they just ruined my character? It's so not with the spirit of the character.
It would probably be a lot of the movies before the rights started coming back to Marvel. Or even, if you want to keep it, because I know you want to do a lot more the new Fantastic Four, which I know you haven't seen. That movie does qualify under your, what do you call it, Trill?
Oh yeah, it's Trill.
That you can put that movie on the Trill list.
So most of the movies you like them. They're within the spirit of the character.
These days, yes. But I mean, come on, go watch Daredevil.
What 90s movie is in
Daredevil 1?
What's like? I'd have to see it. What other 90s one is not in the spirit? The season, or are you talking about the movie?
Yeah, the movie, Daredevil 1. That was a Fox movie, I believe.
No, if I've seen it, it's not been in a long-ass time.
I didn't see Elektra, but that movie just looked left field as fuck, too, man. That movie. Because Elektra got a movie, too, man.
What about the...
Blade 3?
I don't know. I'd have to watch...
How about Blade 3? I saw Blade 1 and 2. How about Blade 3?
Blade 3's not a 90s movie?
Even better then, right? Because you wanted more recent shit. No,
I said 90s. What's one of the 90s movies that? Because you said that those were
Captain America.
What's not?
Captain America was a 90s movie.
What's not in the spirit of that Captain America in that movie?
Honestly, it might be in the spirit.
It's just a shit. It's just a 90s movie, though. Right? That's my point. It's just that's what I'm saying.
No, all right, but Punisher, Dolph Lundgren.
What's not in the spirit of Punisher in that one? I haven't seen it in a while, but tell me.
I feel
Dolph Lundgren already sounds like it's in the spirit of Punisher. That sounds like
I feel like
that alone. You know what? That deletes.
Oh fuck!
Dolph Lundgren alone being in there makes it moot. Whatever you're gonna say. That's definitely
in my head. I feel like that was less the Punisher and way more Dolph Lundgren. You know, like
they're the same. Dolph
no,
Lundgren
they're not the same.
Well,
I feel like that guy was being tortured in in a chain chamber.
Listen, look,
it's like
every '90s action hero is basically the Punisher. Arnold's basically the Punisher. Dolph Lundgren, Bruce Willis, they're all Punishers. They're all in the spirit of the Punisher. They go and kill bad guys.
I feel like some movies here are gonna be not comic book, but I put the best '90s superhero movies. Number 1 was Blade.
What's not in the spirit of Blade then?
I would probably I bet you if you read the comic, I bet there's a lot wrong with it. But I feel like the only thing that's like probably true.
No, there's not a lot wrong with it, but the spirit.
No, but I bet you Blade is probably the only like real thing that even ties it to the comic. Like the character himself. I bet you like everything else is probably just like horseshit. I still like it though.
He fights vampires.
Yeah, but you probably want to see him fight.
Then?
I mean, I don't even know if he acts like Blade, to be honest. Like, cause I just don't know enough Blade. You know what I mean?
All right, so no Blade.
But no, I do like that movie though. Damn, number 2, best two. This is a list called the best '90s superhero movies. Batman Returns was this number 2 on the list. That cannot be right.
Not for the spirit of anything.
I feel like you could put that
movie.
That's
obviously.
I feel like you could put that movie on the Trill list too. I feel like
it's Trill. No, it is. That one doesn't count. Come on, next.
Yo, number 3 is The Crow. I probably would say I like that movie, but I hear again, if you like the comic book, you probably think that movie's dog shit. Too much about that. I don't, but I feel like that movie's probably dog shit. The same thing for this movie. I do like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But if you like the comics, that movie's probably dog shit.
No. Is it in the spirit of the characters?
Probably not.
I'm not asking whether it follows the perfect thing.
I know, but it's probably not. I would say it's probably not, because I've never heard any comic book reader enjoy any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle adaptation ever. So I'm going to say probably not. But
we don't know. Unknown.
Yeah.
Unknown.
It probably doesn't. I don't think The Mask is a comic book, but maybe it is. But Spawn. Would you say that Spawn has the spirit? That's a good one, because I feel like Todd McFarlane himself would say no.
I didn't read a lot of the Spawn comic books. I remember having them, so.
Oh, did you just collect back in the day and just not read some of them, like boxing?
No, I read them. I couldn't. Well, I had more of certain types, so I read all my comics, but I didn't have a pile of Spawn comics for me to be like, yeah, I really like Spawn. You know what I mean? Like, I had a bad Venom and Spider-Man comics I could tell you about, and random other ones, but not enough of other characters to really be like, yo, I was into Spawn like that. But
yeah, I mean,
it was in the spirit of how I understood Spawn. I don't know if it was in the spirit of like how he is in the comic books,
the movie,
but it seemed like it.
I would say,
from what I remember of the comics, anyway.
I would say the movie is probably like, you know, just like Batman 3, the Nolan one. Like, I probably like it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? like if we're gonna go on that spirit thing, it's probably not there. I don't remember too much, but like something that's probably closer to the spirit is the HBO Spawn. Did you ever see that? Like
the cartoon?
Yeah, it literally looks like it and everything. That's probably like something closer to the spirit of Spawn.
What about the character?
Yeah, no, I'm saying that cartoon is probably closer to the character than anything that happened in that movie.
Cartoons always get it right. All right, so Spawn not so much.
Why is that? Why do cartoons always get it right?
Because it's easier to do all the stuff. It's easier to do the other stuff, so you don't have to mess around with the story so much. That's what I think. Because you can draw Blackheart, and you can draw Galactus, and you can draw Ego, and you can make everything the way it's supposed to be, so you don't have to compensate for the story in other places because you got to change major visuals and just major other shit.
But I also,
because how else does the Ego story work if we have the real Ego the way like I remember him from my trading card?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, people like Ego, maybe not everybody gets to be Michael Jordan, and maybe Ego doesn't need to be the bad guy of the movie. He can be there. Like Sylvester Stallone, he was playing people that have their own stories and shit. You know what he did? He showed up And then he showed up again at the end. The end. You know, that's what ego can be. He doesn't need to be like this fucking Kurt Russell like banging your mom and like all this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That
like, yo,
That's
you
so
don't understand. Like, I go around all the universe, I bang every species, and they all fail me. What a great story. Like, Disney, too. Family told that story. Like, yo,
what else is on this list?
On this list, here's a tricky one. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I don't know if that's to the spirit of, because that's not even America.
No? Yeah, but America kind of made their own thing. So, like, yeah, if you're going to say spirit of the real thing, no, America just took it and kind of, it's the same thing like Robotech. Like, it didn't exist, but we took fragments of it and we kind of made it our own thing. So, like, yeah, like The Mask of Zorro, I don't know. I bet you Zorro diehards hate that movie, but I really don't.
These aren't even like superhero movies. I'm like,
I know.
About.
But here, this is a perfect example of not being true to the spirit. That I think you're gonna like this movie though. Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone edition, not the other one. You like that movie?
Nah, because it's of course I love Judge Dredd. We all love Judge Dredd. But if you don't love Judge Dredd,
I earned the law.
If you don't like Judge Dredd, then you're fucked up.
But again, if we're judging it on the spirit,
that's probably not to the spirit of man.
No, it's not.
Agreed.
He did something in that movie that Judge Dredd never ever did. What you just did right now. You just pulled back your hoodie. Judge Dredd never took off his mask in any comic book at that time. And that's the first thing Stallone does in 5 minutes in that movie.
It's Stallone movie. That's not a Judge Dredd movie.
It's shit like that. It's shit like that where it's like you don't have to get it. I have no idea what the Mystery Man is. Here's a comic book. See, I don't know nothing about this comic book, but again, people that know this comic, I hear they hated it. Darkman.
Because of what though?
I mean, I don't know Darkman to give you accurate complaints.
You gotta know that the spirit of the character wasn't there. That the character was so far from.
Yo, Liam Neeson was Darkman too. That's crazy.
There's probably not. I don't think there's a lot of examples of where the portrayal of the character is so just drastically different.
Judge Dredd, Judge Dredd is a good one. Like, come on, that has to be a good one.
You brought one thing up that he lifted his mask. That doesn't necessarily take away the entire. Is that all that makes Judge Dredd him?
I heard the opposite complaint from the second Judge Dredd. Like that one.
Is that the foundation of Judge Dredd? Is that he doesn't take his mask off? Is that like that's
no?
That's
but
it?
I mean, like you almost in that movie, you end up knowing like a person, and I guess, for whatever, like I don't know that comic book that well, but it seems like the on-duty stuff is Judge Dredd. You know, like he is that cop. Like almost like that whole argument we have, like there is no Bruce Wayne, it's only Batman. Like in Judge Dredd, there is only Judge Dredd. There is no like love life and all this other shit.
All right, yeah,
like yo, Sandra Bullock is hot. Like let's go.
That's fair. I mean, if that's the case,
I keep forgetting if Sandra Bullock's in that movie or is it Demolition Man?
Yo, we don't even know those characters.
Yo, wait, is Sylvester Stallone also in Demolition Man? Damn. Those movies are like the same movie in my head.
I know. I guess I'm confused a lot.
I swear Sandra Bullock's in both of those, but I could be wrong.
Because I was waiting for Dennis Rodman and Judge Dredd. I was like, he's not in this? I was like, oh, that's Demolition Man.
The Rocketeer.
Look, what about characters that we
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Vanilla Ice Edition. Batman Forever, Adam West Edition, you know? Here's one. This is a thing that we don't like. That we don't really know or like, but I hear this is not comic book accurate. Tank Girl.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, here's another one that even in that day when this movie was new, I heard complaints about this movie. The Phantom. Remember the purple guy?
Yeah. So what movies and characters that we are actually somewhat familiar with?
Meteor Man. All right, left? Meteor Man.
No one's see.
Or Blank Man. Blank Man.
They haven't really gone. No one's really gone super left except for Batman.
There's another one that just came up, and yes, maybe not in this movie, but in the newer Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, I'm telling you, the Trill edition.
Some movies are banned from being considered.
you
Some things is like, come on, really? Don't bring that up.
Yo, they had Doctor Doom. Like, I don't even know if the word is correct. Graft. Like, he was grafted into the suit. Like this.
Look, don't mention Fantastic Four. Don't mention Batman versus Superman. Don't mention Batman Returns. Don't mention none of those. Those are obvious red flags.
Yo,
beyond those three, I don't think there's anything else.
Yo, wait, real quick. Let me just cheat and let me get Fox superhero movies. Like, let me just. Here. Oh no! Don't give me that list. That's a good list.
X-Men.
No, but I want to get like all of them. So that's where I get like. Man. All right. Well, look, I have this list of American superhero films that goes all the way back to 1920. So I guess according to Wiki, the first superhero movie is the Mark of Zorro in 1920.
Wow.
1925, Don Q, Son of Zorro. It was always happening. Sequels was always happening. 36, The Bold Caballero. The Mark of Zorro in 1940. Like, Zorro's the only thing we had, apparently.
Wow, so everyone's
1958,
really
The Sign of Zorro. 1959, Zorro the Avenger. Fuck Marvel.
Wow.
74, The Mark of Zorro. Again, the remake already. There you get one. Oh, and then 1977. I have to click on this movie. Abar. A-B-A-R. That's his name. Abar, the first Black Superman.
Wow.
I need to see what this movie is.
People slipping talking about the new ones. They forgot about A-Bar. They forgot about A-Bar, the first black. That's the 70s.
A-Bar, yeah, you're right. The first Black Superman is a 77 blaxploitation film. It was released on VHS in the 90s. It was retitled In Your Face. Upon moving into a bigoted neighborhood, the scientist father of a persecuted black family
Look,
gives
this
a
isn't
superpower.
Argument.
He gives a superpower elixir to a tough bodyguard who then becomes a superpowered crime fighter. Come on, man. That's Cage right there. That's Cage. Yeah. That's Cage. All right, Kiss Me.
What do you want on this list?
Look. All right, so look, we get to 1980. Flash Gordon.
It's got to be characters that we're familiar with.
84, The Toxic Avenger. 84, RoboCop. Is that movie or comic book? Was RoboCop a comic book or no?
I don't know what came first. I don't know.
I think it's the movie, based on like how they don't talk about nothing until later on. Yo, the animated TV. I used to watch that RoboCop. All right, The Spirit. Wonder if that's. All right, fuck that. Toxic. All right, 89, Turtles. Damn. RoboCop 2. Now we get to places that we know. The Guyver. Fuck. That's anime. Yeah. That's anime. Damn, they made an American version.
That one's not that bad. You never seen that? Because I actually remember the anime, and I vaguely remember the movie.
He'll release in Europe as Mutronics.
Moving on.
Turtles 2, The Rocketeer. Turtles 3, okay, no, I'm not reading that. Guyver, Dark Hero, The Crow. Oh man, Time Cop. Dark Horse Comics. Yo, Time Cop. Time Cop is a. Do you think that's comic book accurate? I don't know shit about that comic book, but I almost know for a fact.
The question's not if it's comic book accurate; it's whether or not the characters in line.
You really think Van Damme?
No, you're gonna get Van Damme.
Van Damme only plays Van Damme. Damn, so The Mask is a Dark Horse comic, the Jim Carrey movie. I wonder if that was to this. I would think not, because it just feels like Jim Carrey.
What Spider-Man movie is completely that's not Spider-Man?
Spider-Man 3.
Which one? That's
the Venom and the dancing movie. And
like, why is Spider-Man not Spider-Man?
Oh, Spider-Man not Spider-Man, or like people in his movie being not.
What's not in the spirit of
Venom?
Characters? What's wrong with Venom?
I mean, like, for like a lot of these days, they're cast into the image, right? For the most part, right? You know, so like he's a skinny, scrawny dude, right?
Eddie Brock's not really a skinny, scrawny dude.
No, but in that movie, he's a skinny, scrawny dude, right?
Okay.
I don't. The other reasons I feel like you're not gonna like because you want the spirit, right? You can almost argue he has such little time. I don't even get to find out if he's in the spirit or not, right?
So then we can't use him. So who else? What about Spider-Man?
But I mean,
himself?
but they're all in it. That almost none of them in that movie are like to themselves because they're sharing that time and stuff. Like young Green Goblin, the son.
When you see Venom, is he to the spirit of Venom as you know?
I don't think so, dude. He's teaming up with motherfuckers instead of going after Spider-Man by himself. Are you kidding me? Like that's his first. He just got his costume, and his first thought is I should team up with Sandman, or who does he team up with at the end? Yeah, Sandman, because Spider-Man and Green Goblin team up.
That's more like plot stuff. I'm talking about. Venom teams up with people in his comic books.
But that's not. But in there, that's his inception. That was his first thought. Not like.
Is it Venom?
Hell no, I ain't no Venom, dude. Fuck that. I don't give a
So
fuck.
what's Venom then? What's Venom? What was not Venom about him? Don't let these politicians do this to you people. See,
I'm staying silent because I'm arguing like your points against me. You know what I mean? So I can try to come up with bullshit that you're just gonna go against. Yeah. Do you like that Venom?
Honest, folks. There are things that are like what I remember Venom, but in the Venom comic book, like, nah, it's not in line with the Venom comic book, but it's in line with like how I remember Venom being in Spider-Man comic books. He's just always jealous, always trying to get after him, and the symbiote just generally makes him insane. And that's like literally. Well,
he only got 5 minutes to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if it was true, like you don't even get to feel it. You don't even get it because he just got 5 minutes at the end of the movie to do that shit.
So then it's not a good example then. So then what about...
That's more like a waste, though. Like, why would you even put him in there and then do that?
So what movie
How about
do
Black
we actually...
Spider-Man in that same movie?
Black Spider-Man?
Yeah, because he had the symbiote first. Like, look what it drives him to do. It drives him to do Broadway stuff, and I think he's just angry to everybody.
But it's... Even some of that's kind of in line. Like, you know, he kind of gets, like, almost cocky with it when he gets the suit. It obviously starts making him go crazy, and he has to get rid of it. Like,
see, like I would almost say, like there's cooler ways to do all of that, and they didn't.
That's not what we're talking about.
I know, but I mean, like that would be an example right there, where like, man, that could have been not ass.
Avengers. What Avenger is super left field?
Yo, dude, I'm still going down this list. Like, there's things here like Orgasmo.
We don't need that. Because we don't know. We're probably not going to know most of those characters to really be like, oh, they got that. That's in the spirit of the character.
Yeah. Hellboy. I don't know. I don't really know people's thoughts on Hellboy, so I can't even.
What about the Avengers?
Hold on. I'm getting there. I'm just saying if there's other shit here. I probably read this too quick. Cause not. All right. So Avengers movie 1?
Just in general. All right, moving on. Do you think they get... Is there anything super left field in there that you're like, wow, they got this completely wrong? This is so far from Iron Man or the Hulk that I just can't say.
I mean, in that movie, no, because everybody had all their stuff established in their own movies pretty much for the most part already, you know?
So then where are these movies that the character is so far from the spirit that you don't like it?
But I mean, like, in your argument, you always don't like me hardlining anything. So it's just like I'm almost like...
I'm just looking for where the examples are.
You omitted some real good ones. You omitted some...
Those are... No, they're not omitted. They're on the list.
Yeah,
so other than Batman Returns by Tim Burton, Batman versus Superman, which is obviously, you know, super crazy. And what was it? What was the third one?
Oh no,
I don't remember what it was. There was another one. But other than those examples, what is there?
Dude, but I'm telling you, like every Batman. Look, if we're going in the '90s, every Batman movie it has to be on the list, right?
So all the Batman movies.
Yeah. I feel like if you want to be true to the comic, I'm pretty sure you can put all Blade movies on there too. You can probably I would put all X-Men movies on there because I don't like
What's
any
because
of them.
they're not to the spirit? The characters aren't to the spirit? Wolverine's Wolverine. Cyclops is a dick. Professor X is Professor X in those movies. Like, they're all okay as far as, like...
You like Sabretooth in that movie?
He's the Sabretooth. I remember I didn't read Sabretooth comic books to know if that's him, but every time I remember Sabretooth, he's just talking shit and bothering Wolverine. So, like, yeah, sure. That's exactly all I remember Sabretooth doing. I don't know if Sabretooth was, like, a soft guy, or if he was a romantic.
So I say
I don't
Spirit.
think you know that either.
I say Spirit. You hardline and go for in tune like examples, and then when we dumb it down to the summary, you end up being right. But then to that, I would say, well, you need to have them do better examples then of that in that movie, you know, because then it just goes back to them being around, just being bad movies, you know, like
yeah, but they get the X-Men okay. They kind of get them right, but the movie just sucks.
But I mean, like, because like in my head, I'm just thinking, oh man, does Storm get to ever do anything cool? Like, or come off cool? Like, I don't even mean like power wise. I mean like to just come off cool. I think a lot of us just like seeing Halle Berry there versus her getting the opportunity to do anything interesting in that movie. You know, Jean Grey, the same way. And when they finally make her Dark Phoenix, it's fucking abysmal. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot. I don't know who else is in that movie. I feel like Cyclops doesn't really ever do anything cool either. But maybe it's just I'm seeing him through the dick visor, like you said.
But that's Cyclops. Yeah, I never thought he ever did anything cool, honestly. I never really liked Cyclops, so
Juggernaut
yeah, they got that
in
right.
X-Men 3, yo, like that's a huge spirit miss.
Why? Because he sucked, or like?
Well, I mean, yeah, even I would count like he even has to be big, dude. That's a part of it. I know that might be hard to do, but I mean, like him being so stupidly big is a part of the whole.
So the X-Men's on the list. They jack up everything about the X-Men except for Wolverine.
They all those movies
Magneto.
have cool moments, man. But like, man, they just really bad, dude. Like. A lot of people didn't like Old Man Magneto in those things just because Ian McKellen looks kind of like an old, feeble man instead of like a strong person, you know? Like a strong old man.
So then this goes back to like you just want the original things. You want what you're used to seeing. You want what's familiar to you. I'm not making that sound like a bad thing.
No,
if that's what it is, just say yes.
Like, is War Machine black in the comics?
I don't.
Because I'm like, I want to say
you want the old thing. You want the old stuff. You like the nostalgia. Just say it. Why fighting saying what you all we went through a big circle to come back to. You don't want to see Batman argue with Alfred and. You want to see Batman, the Batman that, whatever that is.
But in that context, you can still have Batman do shit I've never seen before.
But you didn't like it though.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Because I mean, it's just like.
Well, you don't like. That's what I'm asking you. You don't like that. You like the original stuff.
Yeah, but again, that's such a generic term because that makes it sound like, well, I just want to see that story again.
You want to see the same Batman. I'm not talking.
Yeah, I want to see that person. I want to see that person again.
And whatever
otherwise,
story
why are we calling it Batman? Yeah, like
you want to see the same dimension of that character all the time in any story.
And maybe not even all the time, but it's just like we're still waiting for time one to get it right, you know?
You already know what time one is.
No, I mean to get it right in a movie in the first place. You know what I mean?
So none of the Batmans have got it right.
In terms of like a real Batman, probably not. A lot of people would say it's probably Ben Affleck, even though he kills people. But
that's absolutely not.
No, a lot of people really do feel like that, but they just might like him the best. So.
But you don't want to see it. Oh, so you don't want to see an Alfred scene until you get the regular one first.
What do you mean?
You're like, we haven't had a good Batman. So
oh yeah.
You made it seem like You want the old stuff? Just say it. Say it for the people.
I mean, like, I imagine the Alfred. I mean, we haven't even dived into Alfred too much yet, but I imagine the Alfred we'll get for the movies will probably be closer to that idea of Alfred being like a former MI6 agent or whatever. Which that wasn't the original Alfred, but like I'm still partial to that story too, you know?
Yo, honestly, I don't give a fuck about Alfred. Honestly. Like, when I was a kid, I watched for Batman. That's his helper.
I know, but now
Batman
you kind of make Alfred cool.
That's all Alfred is to me.
Yeah. But when you dive deeper into the story, he's also like the man who raised him. So it's like a father figure, you know? So when he kicks that dude out in Batman 3, he's pretty much telling his father to fuck off.
That's not his father, though.
But it is, in a sense, because he rose him from 6, you know, from the age of whatever.
So what is he? So what? So you just want to see them go about things every day. You don't want to see Batman and Alfred argue, which sounds very realistic to me. Whether or not that's in the spirit of the character.
Arguing is fine. That wasn't an argument. That was like, fuck off for the rest of my life.
Fucking dead. I'm fucking done. Get out.
Yeah, they left each other's life. That was it. It's over. What's
wrong with that?
That is not in the spirit of Batman.
So you need to have old Batman. You can't see another Batman. I never expected Professor X to open his mouth and be cursing at Wolverine and be like, I took the pill, you piece of shit dick, drive the car. Like, that is the furthest.
But I find that normal.
When was that normal?
Well, because they're just old now. That's it.
So what does that mean?
Well,
Professor X was already old.
Yeah.
Professor, in my mind, was already old. He's old. Professor X is by standard old. To the spirit of my character, Professor X is never young. He's some old bald guy.
But he's bald. Like, you don't know. He could have been 20.
Dude, the spirit of Professor X is old. Is old wise. He's the old wise leader of the X-Men.
Yeah.
So, I at no point am I like, yo, Professor X uses foul language and is acting crazy in this house with in this tent with Wolverine. Like, none of that is too
foul language. That probably comes from now movies can be rated R on Fox's side. So I mean, like
sure, maybe Professor X curse every now and then. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? Wolverine doesn't curse in the comic books, but when he does curse, it's very in the spirit of Wolverine. I've never read fucking an X-Men comic book, but seeing it on the screen isn't like, Wolverine doesn't use curse words. Like, that's perfectly in line with it. Professor X, not so much. Like, I don't expect Beast to be throwing the F-bomb around. From, like, the spirit that I know.
In some of those comics?
I don't know, but it's not in the spirit of Beast.
I want to see Kelsey Grammer drop some F-bands.
The point is that wasn't what I was expecting to see from Wolverine or Professor X, and it was a very different story and just perspective of those characters that I was fine with. A weak fucking Wolverine, like, none of that's, yeah, he's old and stuff, I get it, but none of that's in line with
Well, but I mean, like, I guess for me, like, I've heard that story for a long time. I've never read it, but I've heard it, so it all just seemed normal to me, you know what I mean? So, to me, that felt, if we're going to go on that whole spirit thing, fine. My problems with it was more...
Wolverine's Wolverine in that movie,
yeah,
for sure.
And
Professor X, I don't know who Professor X is wilding out in that movie.
I feel like
he's like senile and crazy.
I feel like that's your favorite character. I feel like
that is not Professor X. That's not Professor. I don't know who that is.
That's Captain Jean-Luc Picard, dude. Captain's log.
Very different. Well, I don't think that's any different than Batman throwing Alfred out of the house.
There's a finality to that argument that is different than a man popping pills to me, like, and having an argument.
It's not about him popping pills. It's about seeing a side of Professor X that I've never seen before. I've never seen Professor X in that state. He can't even control his powers. He's cursing at Wolverine. Like, is this what it's come to? Like, that's not the Professor X like that I remember, or that's in the spirit of the comics that I had or the cartoon. Like that's not who is that crazy old guy in the tent?
Yeah.
Who is this Bruce Wayne kicking out Alfred out of the house? That's not Bruce Wayne, but
he's not kicking him out of he's kicking him out of his life, dude.
He doesn't, but that's not it doesn't stay like that. Right? That was a little blip in the story. He got mad at I don't
No, that's it. And then he's never in the rest of the story again. That's it. It's over.
Is that what you think?
Well, that's what I see. I can only the Nolan things are like they're in their own thing more so.
What do you mean at the end he sees him and he nods to him?
Oh my gosh, who even knows if that scene is real or not? Because it's an artsy filmmaker making that.
Well, that's going like yeah. So this is
an art, like,
so you don't like the Dark Knight then? You don't like that series?
That one's called Dark Knight Rises. That movie, I believe.
No. I mean the whole series, all of that, the Nolans.
No, I do, but I love them so much. I got like an essay of shit I don't like with them,
which is it wasn't Batman.
Yeah.
So you like a Batman movie that doesn't have Batman in it. Why do you like it then?
Nolan's a G, dude. Those are probably
what's so good about it?
Those are probably the movies that got me into Nolan, but like I follow that guy now no matter what movie he does. And now that his brother doesn't even write his movies, I still follow that guy. You know,
what's good about those movies?
At that point in time, there were no good hero movies. So one, it was the first time seeing a good hero movie. Even Batman Begins, and I'm not the biggest fan of that one. But
so why do you like them now? Why do you think they're good movies now?
They're the last, for better or worse, because all I do is complain, right? I see a lot of the world through that vise. Those are the last artsy movies, maybe until Old Man Logan, right? That we ever got. So
you just like it because it's artsy, not because it's Batman.
Yeah, and it took it seriously. It was the first time something was taking a movie seriously too. And there's good parts in it too. There's a bunch of scenes like if the movie were fresher. Like movie 2, of course, you can quote so many things from that movie that are amazing.
So you got a good story.
Yeah.
Maybe not with
the more
you
go out of the spirit, if we're gonna keep using that word, that's gonna be the name of this episode. But the more you go away from the spirit, the more the movie has to be good. And those movies are real good for me. But like,
look, all movies have to be real good if you want me to go pay and watch them. Like, I'm not going. It's not acceptable for you to give me shitty movies. Like, that's all I'm asking for.
No, for sure, especially you right now. But I mean, like, but that statement is implying, like I said, like, look, if I'm coming here to see Spider-Man and I'm not really getting the Spider-Man that everybody knows, well, then this shit better at least be good. You know what I mean? Like. Because now I'm starting from a negative standpoint watching this movie when it shouldn't be me angry. I shouldn't be paying money to be angry. You know what I mean?
So you're not going to see good movies. You're going to see a good issue 499 of your favorite comic book superhero.
Where I am right now in my life, I only go to the theater right now for comic book stuff. Maybe if I was like richer, I probably would do more, but those are the only ones that are like fun to see right now. And honestly, had we grown up in a time where those things could be on the big screen and not be weird or or suck, I probably wouldn't even care about them now. Like that's literally, even though I like to make fun of the nostalgia thing, that's probably one of the few things of nostalgia, yeah, that I've had, and because it's the first time we've ever been able to see it good. And honestly, now I've had enough of that. Now that I'm like, I don't even know if I need to see anymore.
He's confessed, so you confess. I got the confession I wanted, folks, on video. I got him trapped. I
could just not release this episode. There we go.
So you're going. I've been recording it as well. Yes, I have.
Have you? On what? On GarageBand? On GarageBand? You probably don't even know how to export
This is in spirit. This is in spirit. What are you, crazy? It's not hard. I just don't do this stuff. You don't think I'd be able to figure this stuff out?
One YouTube video away.
This is recorded. The truth. See, look how he threatens hiding the truth. Wow. I don't know if someone that would do something like that's qualified to speak to the spirit of Captain America. Very well. Hide the truth. So you go for the nostalgia. You just admitted that. You admitted that.
I think on a subconscious level, probably because I know those things.
They never came out.
Yeah, they never happened when we were younger.
They're here now.
Yeah.
And now they're here. You want them to be kind of what you would have wanted them to be back then.
Or like what they were back then. Or like
you want the characters you remember. You want the story. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything bad.
I mean, because look, you could argue like none of those Spider-Man movies are at all like any of the Spider-Mans that like I liked growing up. But I like all the movies except for Spider-Man 3 is pretty bad. And then the two that the other guy did, the Garfield guy. Movie 1 isn't bad, but it's just bad because we have Spider-Man. We know we already did an origin story. Why are we doing it again?
Yeah.
And then the Jamie Foxx movie. I didn't even name that. There's a movie not in line with anything. Have you seen that one?
I saw them. I don't like X-Men. I don't know.
Does that one... yeah, I was going to say, does that one count in the Troll Factor movie too?
Who's that?
Jamie Foxx, Rhino is in it for 5 seconds, and the Goblinitis. That has to be Troll Factor, right?
All Spider-Man is all lumped into Troll. I don't even
all of it, even like
It's all lumped. It's all lumped in.
Well,
it's all part of the same gaggle file. I can't tell them apart.
Because you just seen too many. Is that what it is?
It's all jumbled. I don't know.
Okay, because I was like, there ain't nothing true about the Toby ones. I
mean, I remember them, but for the sake of saving brain space, they've all been jammed up into one little file called Spider-Man fuck shit. I know there's some alright stuff in there in that doc.
A nasty porn fetish right there. Spider-Man fuck shit.
Yeah, you don't want that. So you're in for the nostalgia.
I feel like every time we come in here without a topic, we're gonna just keep talking about comics.
I'm gonna get you to admit to your lies, so you can see the truth. See the truth. I was looking at something. I was looking at like movies that came out in the '80s on this app, and like if I go by year, it's crazy how many movies that are like I really like come out in like 1 year. Like if you look at 1985, it's just like a shit ton of my like classic movies that I like come out. In like a lot of the 80s, it's like an 80, like by 90, by like the early 90s, a lot of movies that I like childhood movies, aren't there anymore. Right. There's still movies that come out that I enjoy, but like the ones that I really like it's like up until like the early 90s are they like the hardcore classics, like all the Predators, Terminators, Aliens, horror movies. It's all like 80s to like early 90s, and after that it's kind of like good movies, but not like my favorite.
I think the movies I really like, I remember from the time. I feel like I always forget it. I feel like Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Die Hard 1, Die Hard 3.
Terminator 1's 91.
Yeah.
Die Hard 1 is, Die Hard 1's like 80s. Like mid-early right 80s.
No. Die Hard 1's like 89, 88, I believe.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because he was doing Moonlighting or whatever the fuck. Die Hard is 88, yeah, see? I knew I was right about that. Come on, because I used to watch these films way too much.
You know what I'm thinking of? When's Lethal Weapon? Lethal Weapon's like early 80s. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. No, that's like
83, 4.
Oh, that's 2016 because there's a TV show on right now, but it's 87.
No, really?
Yeah, man. Oh. Cutting edge. Die Hard 1, Die Hard 3, Terminator 1, Terminator 2. I feel like there's one more 90s movies, and I'm good, man. That covers like all my bases for the 90s.
Aliens?
Nah, I never was a big alien.
Terminator
you
1
were the
is
aliens
90s,
guy.
First off.
Even in I know it's not, but I'm just throwing it in there. But you were
those are the only movies you like?
You were the aliens guy, dude. Even growing up, I just remember you always having the figures. You fucking love that shit. You had like all types of queens.
It's horror.
I guess when and then yeah, just in general, you always like horror. I'm not a big aliens guy, but like something like that, I'd be way more open to than the traditional horror. Fucking Jasons or
That's why I
Old
like
Blood.
Aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that's why I like it. It's a horror movie. It's a monster movie.
yeah.
Like that's how I remember it as a kid. Was I wasn't looking at it like, oh, this is Ridley Scott, James Cameron, whatever the hell. I was just like,
for sure.
another monster movie. Yes, great.
I'll try.
No RoboCop for you.
No,
So
that's not to say they're bad movies, but like these are the things that I
So
had
what are your favorite
all the
childhood
diehards
movies?
on VHS, and I would watch them every Thanksgiving when we got off.
So Die Hard.
Yo,
What else?
Die Hard. That's it. It's just the diehards and Terminator.
Those are the only movies you like.
I feel like not that like I mean like
Those
really,
are your
really,
core.
really, yeah.
Those are your cult follower movies, Terminator and.
I'm gonna try to see if I go down a list and find some more, but like, and it's sad too because The Matrix is 99, but I mean like being a child, like those are the movies that just come to me.
A lot of movies that I really like, I don't see till later on in life too.
Because look, Matrix is 99.
That I like now.
And Face Off is 97, and I mean like I really from America, like I really like Face Off, but in honesty,
Face Off definitely isn't on my like nostalgia
it's
list.
It's not on that list either, but it's
not my deep nostalgia list. It is, but not deep nostalgia.
But look, like with Face Off, I can just choose real John Woo movies with Chow Yun Fat. You know what I mean? And those movies, are kind of way better and way earlier in the time. Air America, the first action movie in 1990. I just wonder what that is. Air America. It has Mel Gibson and Robert Downey Jr. Goodness gracious. As Air America pilots flying missions in Laos during the Vietnam War. That's crazy. I'm not going to read no more, though. American Ninja 4. Another 48 Hours.
Wait, what are you reading now?
These are like action films in the 90s. I'm trying to just find some more that aren't that. You know what else is on this list? Captain America.
Karate Kid comes out.
Blood Fist 2. Delta
Blood
Force 2. Yo,
80s.
Delta Force 2.
So when's Delta Force 1 come out?
Oh, I don't know.
Commando's 80s. Running Man's 80s. All the Arnold is
that's another
80s.
movie I kind of like, dude. I don't know if it gets on that list, that short list. Yo, I really liked Running Man. I remember watching that shit. Like my brother used to have 800 VHSs. I found that shit one day. I put that shit on. I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. That was probably my Blade Runner. Like what Blade Runner probably is to people because of that whole futuristic look.
That's Stephen King too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is
the
there
story
any,
is.
Is
I
there
don't
any
think that,
horror?
Story,
is there any horror element to it?
Yes, the whole thing is horrific. It's a dystopic future. It's not horror Jason, but it's definitely not a.
Damn, Running Man's 82 novel. That's crazy.
They're playing they're in a like a messed up game show. I mean, it's horror in that sense, but no, it's not traditional horror.
I'm trying to see what it's based on, because it's like a few books, but it's very loosely based on the King novel. Like loosely, like once you put Arnold in that shit. Oh, and he published it under a different alias, Richard Bachman. Is a pen name used by horror fiction author Stephen King. And he has a different photo too. Yeah. Richard Bachman's offer photo taken by Claudia Bachman. The actual subject of the photo is Richard Manuel, the insurance agent of Kirby McCarthy, who is King's literally agent. That's funny. How many books did this guy supposedly write? Oh, he wrote Thinner as well. That guy. The Regulators and Blaze. But yeah, I didn't know The Running Man. In my head, that isn't a horror movie at all.
It's not a horror movie. It's horrific though.
No, for sure. Yeah, if you think of it. Damn, The Hunt for Red October. Man, Marked for Death. Yo, Navy SEALs. I wonder what it must have been like to be in a Navy SEAL back in that time period and have that movie come out and then like compare it to what you really do in real life.
It is retarded.
Nikita. Predator 2 was in 90. RoboCop 2. The Rookie, Clint Eastwood. Turtles.
Yeah, now they're just doing part 2s of everything.
By that point.
everything's already come out in the 80s.
Yeah, 1991. Let's see. Backdraft. Kurt Russell. De Niro. Double
That's
Impact.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's what you want.
Yes. That is one of my core. Yes. Double Impact.
Is it really?
Yo, pretty much any action movie from one of those dudes is part of the core portfolio. Up until a certain point, obviously, but for the most part, all the 80s and 90s, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Arnold, those are all... You weren't watching that stuff? What were you watching on TV back then?
On TV?
Mr.
What years?
Yo, I realized, I was like, yo, my dad...
Because I'm like in the 80s, probably nothing. I don't know. I was getting burned by my sister.
I saw Predator in the movies. I saw Predator 2 in the movies. I saw Terminator 2 in the movies. Yo, when I looked at the years, I'm like, yo, I'm like 5, 6 years old. I was like, why is my dad bringing me to see these movies?
My dad wanted to see like pretty much like comedy shit. So like my dad dragged me to Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. That's right. I remember my dad went so early to see Hot Shots Part 2 that we saw the credits because we got for the previous showing and they kicked us out and we had to like wait.
What were you watching on TV? Were you watching the A-Team?
Hell no. That was my grandma TV. That was grandma TV. I remember. Like,
what were you watching on TV?
My grandma loved fucking Bonanza. I hated watching Bonanza.
No, nobody wants to watch it. What were you watching on TV then?
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's probably gonna be animated shit, yo.
What was animated on in the 80s and 90s?
Probably Saturday morning shit. So I'm sure the Turtles, right? Because I don't know when Batman animated series starts. So I'm sure the Turtles, right?
Back in the 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
The movie only came out.
No, in the 80s, dude. Like, so we're born in 85. You're 85 too, right?
I'm watching Predator 3. That came out in 87. I saw that.
You have memories of that? Because honestly, look, here's the thing. Yeah.
I have specific memories of going to Whitestone with my dad to see Terminator 2. I was 6. And it was super fucking crowded. And I remember wanting to play one of the big arcade machines. I remember seeing Predator 2. And the one thing that I remember about Predator 2 was the volume was super loud. Like, I remember specifically when it came on and you see Predator 2 and it shows like the LA skyline. I remember it was mad loud. And I was just like, I remember that like bothering me kind of like, I wanted to see it, but it was like too loud. And I saw Predator in the Virgin Islands in the movies when it came out. And the only thing I remember in the theater is the scene where he blows the dudes up in the helicopter and they were trying to get away.
Damn, you already traveling? You in the Virgin Islands and shit?
Yeah.
I don't have, off the top of my head, I don't have any 80s memories, period. Like that, at least if they are 80s memories, I don't know them. Again, I remember my sister burning me. I've also been informed my sister dropped me in garbage cans as well. I also remember like this other story, but again, I don't know if it's the 80s. Like, I remember my sister had a boyfriend, and I remember like, she used to work at the Bronx Zoo, and I just remember being with that boyfriend, just me and that dude, right, by himself, and he took me to this Bronx Zoo to meet her. And so I'm alone with this guy, and who knows how many times I was alone with this guy. But I remember later on, when I'm older, I find out they broke up, and one of the reasons because he was always stealing shit, from this is when we lived in Bronx River River projects, so it's a bit more grimier than, or who knows, maybe just as grimy as where I end up moving to, but yeah, he was stealing a lot of stuff from like my grandma and like just the family and everything, and I'm like, I don't know anything about this guy because I was too young, but I was like, yo, if this dude was a thief, like he probably didn't give a shit about my sister or me, like who knows, he could have done some shit to me, who knows where my life could have been, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nah, my only like, I guess movie thing, I already told it to you. I remember wanting to see Batman when it came out in '89, and I remember it being dark outside. I remember the window seeing it, and I was like, I want to go with them to see Batman. They're like, nah, you too young. And that's it. I was denied.
Dad hooked it up. I remember being in video stores, in like mom and pop's video stores, not even Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And just like looking at horror movie covers and like wanting to see those movies and like getting to see them because my dad would get them. But that's like I remember that a lot, like seeing the covers of stuff. I have very specific like weird things that I remember. But, like I'm like, yo, why did I remember that? I told Tab the other day, I remember being in the video store. I don't know where it was. I remember looking at horror movies, but I remember seeing the cover for Dog Day Afternoon. And if you look at the cover for Dog Day Afternoon, like the one that I remember, it kind of could be a horror movie, but I didn't know any difference. But I remember the cover to that movie, and it's not a horror movie. Like years later, I know now that it's not. So, I remember seeing the cover for Dog Day Afternoon.
Is it Al
Some random
Pacino
day in the
Dog
90s.
Day Afternoon? It's like his
Yeah. Is it like a white? Is it a white?
Yeah.
Is it a white cover? Yeah. See,
Yeah.
No. I don't know nothing else about that day. Just seeing that cover, like I just remember that. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's why all my movies are later on though, because I don't remember anything in those young time period. They've been blacked out, I guess, from my head. Bronx,
Yeah, but I remember seeing those movies. I remember seeing Mortal Kombat in the movies, but I was older at that point.
Yeah,
I wasn't
same here. I had
super
my
young.
brother take me that shit.
Yeah,
I remember Mortal Kombat 1 came out, and Mortal Kombat 3 were out simultaneously, I believe. And I remember I played Robot Smoke, and I remember busting so much ass in the arcade. I was fighting this bigger dude because I was still a kid, and he grabbed me, like he wrapped me around, and he said, I'm not gonna let you finish me. You can beat me, but you ain't doing no fatalities on me, son. And then once he passed out, then he let me go. But
that dope shit.
yeah, man.
Predator is the earliest movie I remember seeing. Maybe that explains a lot. My introduction into cinema was Arnold versus Man
versus Beast.
A galactic alien hunting.
Man versus Beast. Yeah. You know what's a good one? The Rock. I think The Rock, maybe.
That's like 90s. Though.
Yeah, that's later on. I'm older.
That's like mid 90s.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Aces, Iron Eagle 3.
Yeah. So the original Iron Eagles is, I think, 80s though.
Ricochet.
That's what Denzel.
Yeah, but I don't appreciate those movies till later.
Yeah, none of that stuff. None of that stuff is. It's all the silly stuff.
Out for Justice.
Stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that.
The Last Boy Scout.
I can't say the same thing for movies. Like if I look at a year,
El Mariachi, but I don't see that.
A recent year. No. If I look at a recent year's movie releases, there's not as many movies that I like. It's like you could go to any year in the '80s, and I'm just like, yo, all those movies are dope.
This is a movie I find top tier, but I didn't know about it till many years later. Hard Boiled. John Woo. Oh, yeah. Hard Boiled. That movie's amazing.
I didn't know
that baby scene at the end. Yeah. Yo, the Naked Gun movies.
Those are good.
Especially now, like they're probably super weird now that like OJ did what OJ did, but I mean, like it's still, those are still good movies.
All right. You think we should wrap this up now? We've delved into nostalgia. Look what happened.
Yeah. But 92, let's not forget that Under Siege and Universal Soldier came out.
But that's still, like I said, I'd say up till 95. That 10 years, 85 to 95 is like
America Ninja 5.
Jeez.
Yo, see, Batman is early. Because look, in 1993, you know what I might have actually seen in the theaters, and I owned the VHS? In 1993, this movie came out, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. I thought that shit was amazing.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, that was a dark
Batman. The first Batman comes out in what, 87?
What are we talking about?
The Michael Keaton Batman.
No, I'd say 89.
Oh, it's 89?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
Let me see. So Batman, we can end after this. We'll get to the year 95, and I also want to know this year Batman animated series. when it came out, because that means it came out real close to there. Because you asked me when I was watching when I was younger, it's definitely that. That shit used to air at Sunday. It aired once on Sundays at prime time, dude. Like, this shit started in '92, you know? Like,
So, but we're like 7 years old at that point. So
yeah.
yeah.
Demolition Man in '93.
Even horror movies, like after that, it's like
There's a lot of movies I have not been naming that came out in these years that I would like later on because there was no way to get China cinema. There's a lot of John Woo movies I've skipped. There's a lot of Jet Li movies I've skipped. There's a lot of Jackie Chan movies I've been skipping. But, cause yeah, two of them can right here. But anyway, The Fugitive, Hard Target. That was John Woo's first American film, I believe. The beginning of the end. Judgment Night. Man, I never got to see Jet Li in Kung Fu Cult Master. That sounds like a classic.
Cult Master's dope.
You know that movie?
Oh yeah.
I don't know that movie. Let me see that.
That's like one of them old, like, I think that's one of the.
Damn, Jet Li still looks like he's in the monk.
He's like the old kung fu movies, like the dub joints.
Yo, Last Action Hero. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw that shit. They were my dad, maybe. The Meteor Man. Oh, that's not Meteor Man. It's The Meteor. I thought it was The Meteor Man. Let me see. Surf Ninjas.
I remember that.
Nowhere to Run.
See, this is fading away from
A Low Down Dirty Shame. Yeah, it's getting
this is
Beverly
this is
Hills
fading
Cop
away.
3. But I didn't remember.
I didn't care about that when I was a kid, though.
No 48 Hours for you?
No. RoboCop, Aliens, Terminators, anything with 80s action heroes.
In '94, Street Fighter the movie came out with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Look how close we are to 95. But
look what came out right next to it. The classic animated film. You know what's funny?
Fist of the North Star?
No, that's like an 80s.
That's in the 80s.
Dude, that thing,
Akira?
I think that might be 30 years old now.
Akira's 80s too.
Yeah, it is. But yo, that's the classic way to bring it all back. The Street Fighter, the movie, and Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. So that movie, like, you can argue with any of those video games, right? What spirit is there, right? Because like all those stories are just fucked up. But even though that movie is like still way off, it's still highly enjoyable. You know what I mean? Because you still got like a little taste of what everybody's like versus that movie that came out right next to it with Jean-Claude Van Damme and nobody is like themselves.
No one knows what that is. But
Song of
I
the
think we
week?
should wrap this. Yeah.
I already know my song of the week.
What is it?
Hold on, I gotta log into Spotify. I don't actually know the name. It's wave music shit. Number 10. It is, the artist name is Skila, maybe? Skeler. Track is called Rush. Skila Rush. That track's ferocious. It's like the classicness of trance, but in a wave beat. It was pretty unexpected.
Very well. I'm trying to look for the name of this song. Shouldn't be surprised. It's
Vinny Paz, one of these guys.
No, that's all I've been listening to. I actually been listening to a bunch of RJD2, but it's not from me. I'm trying to get the name of the song. Anyway, it's nonfiction. I think it's called CIA's Trying to Kill Me. But yeah, listen to that.
Was it
on that
nonfiction? What?
The CIA's Trying to Kill Me or something.
What a name!
Yeah, it's super dope. It's an old song though.
The CIA is trying to kill me. That's funny.
So I got you to confess where your love for movies comes from, and then we dived into more nostalgia. This is like half of an Inside of the Mind of Boosh, half regular episode.
Yeah.
Very well. Any last words?
No, that's it.
All right. There you got it, folks. Hard-hitting questions from the Kaiser. Relentless. We got the boosh to admit the truth. It's finally out there. It's all about nostalgia. Don't let them tell you anything different. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them tell you that Captain Mark flies. All right. That's all I got for now. No last words. Well, hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed the truth. I'm going to switch it up. I hope you appreciate the truth you got from the political rhetoric that the boosh throws around every week. We're just not going to take it anymore. So I hope you liked it. And if you didn't, it probably means that you're a fascist boosh supporter. And whatever. It's not good. But yeah, that's it.
Bacon.
ALR Boosh. Diary of a Boosh. Part 1. Should I stay or should I go? I don't know. So I spit it in a rap flow. Ayo. What am I doing in Denver? Passing the time until I remember. Feeling like White Cup gone to November. Mom prays I'm back for December. Cause I left on a whim, left the house to my next of kin. Frustrating game of life not winning. Funny my family thought me I was killing. Cause I write rhymes when I make Instagram posts every time. Every picture works on the craft, lyrics whack, okay, as long as I make you laugh. But a one way to Colorado, Corvettes or Desperado. Means they live like no tomorrow. Hit up Drew for a couch to borrow. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow, I'ma sound like an asshole. I'm real repetitive, yo. Life giving me them blows, not them good ones, though. More like ludicrous elbows. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow, I'ma sound like an asshole. Dreamed it Halloween in Denver, change of seasons, night to remember. Black box, logo, dubstep crew, bass drops, you know what to do. Past 2 a.m. Tom's Diner, burgers and shakes, nothing finer. Bar stander the next night, house beats while drinking Sprite. No mind, Josh Butler, England. Friend advice, tell me to see them. International artists for the weekend. Walking the boat, no speeding. Experience is what I'm here for. But honestly, I just hit a board. Chill mode, like I'm at the resort. Nothing else, interesting. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow, I'ma sound like an asshole. I'm real repetitive, yo. Life giving me them blows, not them good ones, though. More like ludicrous elbows. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow, I'ma sound like an asshole. Back in SA now, life, where will it take me? Wow, where do I wanna go? Better question to ask myself, yo. Rap flow, my diary, hey. Rest of my songs might be this way. Rap to keep my head on straight. Real shots, no head on fakes. Will I do what it takes to make myself really, really great? Will I crumble, pressure too great? In love with the need to create? Makes me feel real good. Used to have regrets, wish I could. Nowadays I do the thing, going after what my heart sings. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow, I'ma sound like an asshole. I'm real repetitive, yo. Life giving me them blows, not them good ones, though. More like ludicrous elbows. Should I stay or should I go? You tired, I know. Of hearing the same flow, I'ma sound like an asshole.